Hi, I'm Stephen John Drew from Better Podcasting, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network. Just like the show you're listening to now, the opinions expressed are those of the individual hosts. Check out all the other geeky podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Welcome to episode 273 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast, recorded live on Sunday, August 13th, 27. Yeah, I agree with our chat room. The pre-roll sucks. The guy's a douchebag.
I mean, to be fair, though, he does also keep giving correct information on Twitter against old school stick in the muds.
That's true, and we're award-winning advice givers from the podcast.
Wait, we are?
Not really. No.
Oh.
No, we've won nothing.
Willie, you can have the award for being the most person named Willie.
Who is the old school stick in the mud?
We're not going to get onto that while we're live on the internet right now. Remind me after the show, and we'll talk all about it.
Hold on, time out. Wait, Naki, are you saying I beat out Willie Nelson?
You are the williest Willie I know.
No, you're just the williest Willie on the network.
It works.
For now.
Until we get another Willie, you're saying?
I don't know.
We're expanding. I mean, you can already do that because I'm already a new Naki.
No, that's gone now.
I mean, you thought it was, but it's always been there.
No, it's gone forever. Naki's here to stay. Real Naki's here to stay.
I used to have a bump about something about new Naki, but I don't know that it's here anymore.
New Naki is 10 times the Naki was.
Willie, I think you're just stupid.
Some people just can't handle the facts.
Okay, roll random poll in our chat room. Who is the Nakiest Naki? Is it Naki or is it Willie being Naki?
Is this like the rickest of the ricks we're going into right now?
There you go. I mean, I'm the most Willie and I'm also the most Naki, so I don't know if you should feel bad about, losing twice.
So far I've got 2 votes.
No, I see my name because I'm Naki. So I don't know what you're trying to prove here.
You're Willie.
SEAL Team Naki. That's arguable.
Ah, Chris. Chris, why?
Because I don't want Willie to get shut out. I feel bad.
The betrayal. The betrayal.
No, this is to manage egos. I don't want Willie to feel bad if he gets shut out. So I'm throwing him a vote.
Does it say prison? Yeah, it does. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Naki. I've been to jail, but I've never been to prison. In jail, you're someone's girlfriend. That's what that means. And I wasn't fully in jail. I was just in a holding room. Not even a cell, just a holding little interview room. That's all.
Were you drunk and disorderly?
No, dude, I don't drink. Why would you think I'm disorderly? No, I had a failure to appear.
Were you high and well.
Yeah, it wasn't that. That's it.
High and disorderly. Whatever. I don't think that's actually
What are you trying to say about me?
That you do drugs.
I may be on them right now.
Shock, appall.
Who's Paul? I thought it was new Naki.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm just letting this go right now.
Chris, press a button or something.
I don't want to hit a button.
He doesn't want to be shock jock today.
I don't want to be a shock jock. I just want to know how are things going, guys, before we get into the news. What's interesting? What's going on out there that I should be aware of?
Well, besides
the world's on fire.
That's spam. I don't think you want to ask that question because I thought we were trying to keep things positive.
Well, let's steer clear of the shitty stuff that's going on. What's been going on good in life? Let me rephrase. What's good right now?
Oh, the first 4 episodes of Game of Thrones this year. I was about to say, you have a good solid 2 minutes for me to tell you what's good in the world?
I had the soft serve ice cream cone for $1. It was great.
Nice.
Where'd you get that?
We have an ice cream truck that drives around our neighborhood that serves soft serve for $1.
What? I've never heard of an ice cream truck selling soft serve.
It is amazing.
Awesome.
And if you want it dipped, it's only 50 cents more. So.
And why would you not want it dipped?
Well, if you only have $1, you only get the cone, and I only had $1 because I was getting one for boyfriend and one for me because I was being nice and getting him a cone too. So
And you didn't have 50 cents extra for both?
I was in my pajamas. I ran outside as soon as I saw him there.
I approve of your priorities.
Naki, there's no excuses here. You get that double dip, you dip it.
No. It was just a vanilla soft serve on a sugar cone, and it was everything I wanted it to be.
It could have been more with the double dip.
But I got boyfriend a chocolate soft serve on a cone. So,
and that could have been dipped as well.
It could have, but it was only one or the other. And since we both were having stressful days, we both just needed some ice cream. Because sometimes all you need is ice cream and a hug.
How stressful was the day you were chasing an ice cream truck in pajamas? How stressful could the day have been?
That's fair.
I was already in my pajamas.
That's my point.
Because I had just gotten home from work and I was like, fuck wearing clothes, and I put on my pajamas.
Also fair.
Pajamas are clothes, so you didn't say fuck wearing clothes.
Okay, there's a severe difference between wearing a dress and wearing pajamas.
Naki chased an ice cream truck in the nude.
That'll be a really bad day.
It just depends on how bad work was.
Looking from the window going, yep, that's mine.
It really just depends on how bad work was, though. I mean, if work was really bad and the ice cream truck's there and you got a choice between either putting your clothes on or getting the ice cream, if it's bad enough, you might go running after the ice cream. Who knows? It's
true. So that's a really stressful day if I have to, run in the nude to get my ice cream.
And depending on the temperature, they may not even be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's 102 outside. Yeah, she's not wearing clothes.
It makes sense. It only makes sense. And I'm in the south side of Chicago, so literally nothing is shocking anymore. Okay, Mr. President is my favorite right now because he says Naki is the greatest Naki ever, period. End of story.
And once again, I'm Naki, so it doesn't matter.
No, you're not. You're Willie.
I do have a question. All right, we'll bypass this. I do have a question. What kind of pajamas do you have? I'm guessing something really kiddie. Am I right?
No, I'm wearing pajama pants that have little cartoon puppies on it, and then a tank top.
What kind of puppies? Just random, generic, cartoony puppies?
No, it's so there's that comic book strip, Mutts, I think it was called, and it's the little dog from Mutts, and he's getting hit in the head by a squirrel, and it says, "I'm nuts about you."
Carry on.
Willie has approved that we can carry on, so we'll just carry on and roll into the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
So it's that part of the show where we run down the most interesting, at least in our minds, nerdy or geeky news that has come out of the past week. There's been some interesting stuff going on. I know that, I don't know who I want to have go first. Naki,
I can go first.
What do you got, Naki?
Good timing. Hey. So the headline for this. Okay. Hang on.
And this has been Naki's news this week. It's called,
according to the show notes, she has nothing.
No, I do. I just haven't.
Hey, I don't either.
Notes. I do. God damn it. No, the Bleeding Cool website shut down for a second. It's back up. There we go. Because I was getting an error message. Niantic promising Pokemon Go bug fixes, but there's no timetable. Shock! I know.
Who the fuck still plays this?
There's lots of people. I know Suncast still plays.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people that do. I mean, there was fucking millions of people in Chicago to do the 1 year anniversary. That worked out well.
From what I heard, it did.
But Niantic tweeted, raids against legendary Pokemon are not counting towards the champion medal, will be addressed in upcoming release. And then they put out a thing that says known issues of common bugs in Pokemon Go. But literally there was nothing else. Like, it's literally just a wait and see situation. So it's like, good luck, guys. Hope you enjoy the game.
So, hey, stuff's broke. We know.
We know. Cool, guys. Cool story, bro. Goodbye.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like they've never cared about that damn game.
No, they did. They cared about the money they were going to get out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a shit ton of money out of it.
And they had to do so little. They already had the infrastructure built into another game. All they had to do was just
they
Pokemans.
They basically made millions by changing an overlay. Like it was a smart move for a company.
Well, and licensing.
Yeah.
Were they having issues with legendary raids? I'd heard something about that.
Yeah, that's what the story is that it's not going towards the championship medals, I guess. I don't do the raids because I don't have any Pokemon strong enough because I barely play. But on the list of known issues, hang on. My thing is loading it currently.
I just remember my favorite thing about that game was just the naming of them. That was the best thing.
Back boobs.
Ponytail was chlamydia. Was Electabuzz was ACDC because it's hilarious.
There was a last ball glitch where you couldn't catch a raid boss on the last ball is what Suncast is saying. He's far more spun up on this than I am. Remember, he's up to level 40 now in Pokemon Go. So he's our resident authority when it comes to Pokemon Go.
My internet has taken a shit, so sorry if I drop out.
I do have to say my favorite naming one was Eradicate. I had named the ex-wife.
Did you name it ex-wife or did you give it your ex-wife's name?
I named it ex-wife.
Okay. That's pretty sweet.
Like I want to type that name ever again.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you have a list of people you don't particularly care for and you want to put that name on there. I don't know how your mind works.
Or what if you find somebody that you want to date or just bang or whatever you do these days who happens to have the same name?
Or is that an automatic disqualifier in your mind to have the same name as the ex-wife?
It is for me.
I could take this down a dark path, but I won't do it.
I wasn't trying to take it down a dark path. I was legitimately
It's just a legit question. Like, what do you do?
I don't know. I haven't come across that bridge yet.
So say you meet a very attractive woman whose name is the exact same as your ex-wife. So she's like, hey, Willie,
first and last name? Oh, Christ.
Let's just go with first name. And she's like, hey, let's go out for a night on the town. Let's go have some fun, blah, blah, blah. Can you get over the fact that she has the same first name as your ex-wife? Or do you start calling her by some other nickname? Be like, hey, back boobs or something like that. I don't know.
Because that's going to get me in. That's going to work for me very well that night.
Look, I was going for the Pokemon Go joke.
Calling her back boobs.
Hey, back boobs, you want to go back to my place?
Well, this all got started by Pokemon. I figured it's good for a joke. But in all seriousness, what do you do, Willie? Do you be like, all right, I'm down? Or is there a weird little switch in the back of your head that you can't get over? And I'm seriously curious.
I mean, could I get over? Of course I could get over it. It probably wouldn't be a thing. It'd be weird. I'd probably laugh during the middle. I was like, this is funny.
Yeah, see, I think it would be more weird than anything. If it were me, I'd just be like, okay, that's odd, but whatever. They're different people. Hopefully there's nothing similar that makes me go, oh, screw you too, and just walk away.
You're all the same.
That's what I should have done with that one anyway.
All of you Willie's ex-wife's names are all the same. I'm out.
I mean, it would be really... If you have my first name, which is Jessica, if you have that and it's just such a common first name, you're fucked.
I'm sorry, ladies, but if your name's Kathy, you ain't gonna get none of this all-man-ness right here.
With a C or a K? And does that matter?
That's a good point.
With a K.
And does it matter?
You know what? In my head, there is a difference.
Okay, so if she goes by Catherine, that's all right.
Catherine could be with a K too.
What if she went by Kate?
Yep, that's how you get Kathy is. Well, Kate's something way different, isn't it?
You could do a Caitlyn, like Caitlyn, and go by Kate then.
Because I mean, Kate can come from Catherine or Katie or whatever. Like, it's just curious.
Yeah, there's lots of derivations.
Mm-hmm.
As Stephen John in the chat room says, everywhere women are Googling how to change their name to Kathy.
And you already misspelled it. It's with a K.
Maybe they all want a piece. That's why they're going with the
Oh
C.
my God, that's true. Thank you, Bell
He is your bell buddy. Come on, maybe he's looking out for you.
I doubt it.
Bell buddy wingman.
Okay, I actually don't know this. Do any of you have sisters, or like I'm assuming you all have mothers, but do any of you have sisters?
Yes, I always swipe left on the name Amber. My sister's name is Amber,
what
so
does swipe
I cannot...
left mean? I've never used Tinder.
Right, I've never used Tinder, so I don't know.
No. It means I can't.
Okay.
I can't date a whole lot of strippers because they have the same name as my sister.
Well, hold on a second. Now you don't do the Joe Dirt route.
I don't think I do Joe Dirt anything since I moved out of the trailer park, so I'm going to say no.
You don't go, you're my sister.
No.
Yeah, I can't date Christophers or Jeffreys. Or Jeffs.
I don't have any.
I'm an only child, so
it's easy. I just don't date anyone named Willie. It's weird.
I don't think that's weird.
I mean, that's gotten me through so far in my life, so I'm going to keep that trend going.
I mean, I've known girls named Kyle and girls named Willie, so.
Oh, well, I guess there was a Willie in was it Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom?
Well,
how the hell does a woman get named Willie anyway?
Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina?
Wilhelmina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not Wilma? Who's named Wilhelmina? Is that even a name? Are you just making up stuff?
No, that's a name.
No one's been named Wilma since the Flintstones. What the fuck are you talking about?
At least a name I've heard of.
Yeah, prehistoric.
Wilhelmina, that's such a harsh sounding name.
It's totally a name though.
Yeah, it's an old school name like Hermione.
It's totally a name.
It's just a name you don't hear that often anymore.
Yeah.
Wait, Hermione's actual name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's from Shakespeare.
I don't read a lot of Shakespeare.
Really? We're all surprised.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, the dude's got issues, so I don't really care to read that.
Damn.
And you're a dick, Naki.
Anthony said it too.
I like that it was just Naki. I like that it was just Naki. Not you guys are dicks, but you're a dick, Naki.
This is the correct phrase.
Oh, no. But here's the thing. Bachman already knows he's a dick. Embraces that shit left and right.
That's true.
He takes that dick title to heart.
I mean, to be fair, my sister is worse than I am, so that's why I'm not nearly as mean as some people. But my sister is one of those people who will blatantly insult you without you realizing it, and it's amazing. Because she'll an example.
Example.
Her and my mom were walking, and my mom's like, "Man, you could kind of use a haircut. It's kind of the back of your hair is looking kind of shaggy." And Beth's like, "Oh, like what does it look like?" And Mom's like mine, and she's like, "My hair looks that bad?" And it took my mom a second. She's like, "Is mine?"
It's like the 70s show you're talking about the grandma burns.
Yeah, basically.
You never see them coming and they hurt.
Yeah, my sister is queen of the grandma burns, and she's a bitch. Like, but that's the one I'm closest to, of course, naturally. So
yeah, Naki, you're just a dick.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, Willie. What you were supposed to say is this.
You're a bad person.
That's what you're supposed to do.
She didn't quite get to the bad person stage. She's just being a dick.
Oh,
there's a difference.
Fair enough. We'll go with that then. I'm going to go next with my news story then. Let's talk
news?
About... What?
News?
What is news?
It's that thing we're supposed to do during this segment.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes we do that. So I don't know if you guys had heard, Disney's launching their own streaming service now.
Yeah, cool.
Because that's what we need is another streaming service for everything out there that only gives me a partial library.
I heard that's the rumor. The 19th streaming service.
It's pretty much confirmed. They're going to be building their own streaming service based off the technology by BAM Technology, which is the Major League Baseball founded streaming platform. They're already a major investor, but today it's even bigger. They have a 75% stake in that company that is of $1.58 billion, their stake. Yeah, that's a big stake. These are the same guys that built the HBO Now app, that built the Major League Baseball and the hockey apps and things like that. They're very good.
I always have problems with my hockey app, but okay.
Okay.
I mean,
that's strange.
Disney has money to throw around, though. I mean, they did spend $4 billion on just one IP, didn't they?
That is true.
Yeah, and they got it back on the first movie.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not arguing that it wasn't a smart decision. I'm just saying they got some money to throw around.
Yeah, I'm saying, imagine how much money they have now after buying that IP.
The Okay, so question, and maybe it's in Anthony's news of the week. I'm not sure because I know you guys are kind of coinciding.
Spoilers.
But that's why I'm asking. God damn it, Willie, shut up.
You ruin everything.
Does that mean the Marvel IPs are moving?
So I was going to get to that.
It's in part of Chris's news.
It's in part of my news. So let's talk a little bit first about the service. The Disney branded streaming service is going to be, quote, the exclusive home in the United States for subscription video on demand and viewing. It's going to kick off including things like Toy Story 4, sequel to Frozen, original movies, TV shows, and short form content. Additionally, it's going to be filled out with all the older movies in Disney and Pixar's back catalog, as well as shows from Disney's TV channels. This also means that it's going to include all of the stuff that's currently on Netflix right now from the Disney movies. So that does not mean your Netflix TV shows like The Defenders and Daredevil and things like that. However, it does mean the deal that was signed in 2012 between Disney and Marvel that kicked off in 2017 is done in 2019. So they'll get 2 out of the new Star Wars movies. They'll get, let's see, potentially some more of the Marvel movies before that runs out. But then that will all move to Disney's own streaming service. Potentially. That's the second.
Yeah,
half.
probably. I would guess Avengers Infinity War is the last one that could possibly be part of that deal. But it might end after just Thor and Black Panther.
Only stuff through 2018 will be included on this deal, is my understanding.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was part of the deal that was on the schedule. So
right,
it might be included. But odds are, yeah, it'll probably be Black Panther would be the last one.
Right. So go ahead, Naki.
Well, I was going to ask, because this is just my own curiosity. Is anybody using Netflix anymore? Because I'm
all the time.
Oh, really? I use
almost every day.
I'm using Hulu way more than I'm using Netflix.
I rarely use either. I'm more YouTube for some reason. I don't know why. It's just, I need that quick fix. I don't need the
10-minute. The 10-minute video is a perfect timing thing.
Oh yeah, I even have a rule. If I look at something that says like a top 10 or something, and it's more than a minute for an item, I'm like, I'm not watching this. That's too much time.
Wow, you really are a millennial.
I am the youngest here. You old people are weird.
Technically, 3 out of 4 of us on this show are technically millennials, though. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not technically millennials. I don't even understand how we get in that
children.
Shut up, old man. Go find your kid.
Get off my lawn.
So, in addition to the Disney service, they're also looking into creating a streaming service for ESPN, which they're targeting to launch early next year, promising 10,000 live, regional, national, and international games and events a year, with individual sports packages available as well. Disney plans to sell both of these subscriptions directly to consumers. So, there's going to be 2 Disney platforms put out there. One that is sports specific, and then a year after that, one that is pretty much all of the Disney movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And I don't think the sports one's that big a deal. You can buy any of the streaming services, PlayStation View, any of the TV streaming services. They all come with ESPN and access to the ESPN app. Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of the old school people that have cable for sports specifically.
Yep.
This will kick the teeth out of a lot of the cable companies where you have old people that never cut their cord because of just sports.
Yeah, but they can already cut the cord.
People that, but there's people that they don't want to deal with PlayStation View or any of the other stuff.
The sports argument is invalid though, because almost all of those streaming services now have access to all of ESPN, both within their app or you just launch the ESPN app. I mean, all they're doing here is launching yet another app that has access to ESPN content, which you already get with a cable subscription or a streaming subscription.
See, I didn't think the ESPN app had access to everything.
Pretty much everything in their catalog is on there.
Huh.
So, how many of you guys have cut the cord?
Not yet.
I've never had a cord to begin with.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't pay for cable.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never have. Except internet. That's
We have to
like
pay
10 years ago.
because we have to pay for cable to get unlimited internet. Otherwise, we have data capped internet.
okay. I did misspeak. I forgot when I first moved out in the old apartment. Cable was part of the all-inclusive part, but we rarely watched it.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Okay.
Does that count against me?
It was no, because that's part of your inclusiveness. But it's one of those things like we have basic cable, and that the only thing that we actually have that we watch is Cartoon Network, which literally only shows Teen Titans Go, which is and Rick and Morty some nights, but mostly it's Teen Titans Go all of the time. So we just don't really watch it. But that's it. Like. And if we didn't have to have cable to have our internet, we wouldn't have it. So
I'll be 100% honest. When my current deal with Comcast runs out in less than a year, I'll probably go to PlayStation View for all of my stuff.
But do you still have internet then?
Yes.
Or do you...
I would keep my internet through Comcast, and then I will drop the cable subscription and just get the streaming TV that way, because there's no guarantee they're going to give me the same good bundle again. And if they don't, I'll just call the bluff this time. Like, okay, I want you to turn off the cable TV. I want to stick with just my internet, and I'm going to stream all my content. And worst comes to worst, those are all month to month. I wait 3 or 4 months. I go back to Comcast, like, hey, you got any deals for new subscribers? No? Okay, I'm going to stick with PlayStation View.
Does this mean you're getting a PlayStation, Chris?
No, because it'll work on multiple different devices.
God damn it.
It's built into my TV even. I have a Sony TV. I'm good.
Nice.
But you won't get a Sony console. What the fuck's wrong with the
why do I need a Sony console when I have a Microsoft and Nintendo console and can play 90% of the games I want to already?
Because of that 10%?
Yeah, I bought the PlayStation 4 for that 10% and I regret it.
Whoa.
Naki, you're not helping.
Whoa.
Sorry. The only 2 games that I have that are literally like just PlayStation 4 is Bloodborne and Until Dawn.
Have you beaten Until Dawn yet?
No. I'm halfway through.
When's the last time you played it?
When I first bought the PS4.
God damn it.
I haven't finished Undertale either, Willie. Or
I know, but Until Dawn is so much better.
Or Pokemon Moon, or any of the other games that I've started. So there.
You need to beat some games.
I'm not good at beating games. I'm just going to let y'all know that right now. Like, I'm really good at starting games.
Just kill the final boss. That's all you need to do. Just go kill him.
Yeah, that takes time. I don't
just
have it.
Fire up your Twitch, start playing games, and use the community to force you to keep playing.
Well, that's what we're going to do with Kane and Lynch for me.
Oh, God, no, don't. Just pretend that game never was made, and you'll be happier for it.
I don't know. Everybody seems pretty certain that I'm going to get sick while playing it. So at least it'll make for fun commentary as I barf into a bucket.
Yeah.
Are you going to complete it?
No.
Probably
Depends
not.
how much he pukes.
That's
I know. I meant, like, are you going to complete the bucket?
Yeah, probably. Depends on how much I eat beforehand. But I mean, the only games that I've actually finished the past few years is like all of the Borderlands games and the first 3 Gears of War games.
Gears of Worms.
Hold on a second. I can
and
just
the Pokemon Attack game.
I can see Waggle walking in and saying, "Why does this bucket smell like spam?"
Somebody throw a shoe at him.
That's so gross. That's all right. I'm right there with you, Naki. I haven't finished anything in a long time. I still haven't finished Until Dawn, and I actually broke it out again like 2 weeks ago and put in like another 4 hours, but I still haven't finished my first run through. And I still haven't finished Borderlands either.
Here's a little bit of a spoiler for you guys for the what I'm into. I did beat Horizon Zero Dawn, and I got the Platinum Trophy for it.
Well, if you guys think that's bad, Lola, if we talk in the chat room, says, I still haven't finished Borderlands 2, and I've bought that game twice.
Jesus.
I have 3 different versions of that game, dude. If you ever want to play, let me know.
Oh, I'm saying
three different versions of Borderlands because, yeah, she owns them all.
You don't play Borderlands with Naki, because what's going to happen is Naki's like, yeah, come play my game. I'm only 20 levels ahead of you, and then just run ahead of you and leave you behind to get killed by everything that's more powerful than you.
Well, I mean, that's how you play the game online. I mean, just be serious.
I mean, so I have it on Xbox 360, I have it on PS4, and I have it on my computer. So
yeah, I kind of figured. Why? I mean, is the game really that good?
Yes.
Yes.
It is pretty fun.
I don't need that in stereo, guys.
No, you got it in stereo. It's like memorized.
I did get it. I didn't.
It ain't about what you need.
It's about what I'm going to get.
That's right.
So let me wrap up my news story.
Sorry, Chris.
Let me wrap
Sorry,
up my
Chris.
news story with the second half. Is we did talk about the fact that Netflix is going to be losing the Marvel and Star Wars films. Presumably, evidently, the two companies are in active negotiations for those properties, according to Netflix COO Ted Sarandos, who expressed a pretty much, that's the way it goes attitude towards the loss of films like Frozen and Moana from its company's streaming library. According to him, that's why we got into the originals business 5 years ago, anticipating it might not be easy to have a conversation with studios and networks. So they're negotiating to try and keep those things. My guess is if the price tag's not too ridiculous, you'll keep your Marvel, you'll keep your Star Wars films on there. But if it's too ridiculous, they're just going to be like, okay, we have our own properties. People are going to come watch anyways. Bye. So we'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, I'm not subscribing to a Disney-specific streaming service just to watch movies that I already own on Blu-ray.
They can get me with one because I cannot find this movie in Blu-ray unless I shop online. I don't want that seems cheap. There's one Disney movie that is the greatest Disney movie of all time.
What movie is it, Willie?
Sky High.
Okay, good.
I own it on
What were you? Whoa!
It was on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
You were not, Chris. What were you thinking?
I didn't want to know what you were going to say. That's why I was scared.
I'm pretty sure Sky High is still on Netflix.
I was expecting a very bad joke of some kind.
I'm going to start streaming that 24/7 because that's the greatest superhero movie ever made.
I'm pretty sure that because I know Boyfriend was watching it not too long ago.
It was at one point. Let me go and sign on to Netflix and look right now.
It's the greatest superhero movie with Kurt Russell.
Well, I don't know about that.
And that includes Big Trouble in Little China. That is a comic book movie.
Oh, I'm signed out of Netflix on this.
Sky High is, in fact, on Netflix streaming right now.
There you go.
Well, looky there.
I'm going to be watching Sky High and touching myself later on today.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
You do what
Willie.
you need to do, Willie.
One other thing to keep in mind is the Defenders is less than a week away.
Yeah, it is. Next Friday. I'm not taking the day off, though, sadly. So I don't know if I'll have it all finished by the time we podcast Sunday morning.
Yeah, I meant to have it off, but I did not. And I also worked that Saturday. So I'm like, fuck, I got fucked. I thought it came out the 22nd for some reason, so I asked for that day off.
Well, it's just
though it is only 8 episodes, so I might have enough time.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I never had the stuff watched in one weekend, so
I did Iron Fist all in one day.
Why?
I still haven't watched that.
Why did you do that to yourself? Do you hate yourself?
First half. The first half's good. Just like Luke Cage, the first half is good. Then after that, it's like, yeah, you could probably quit now.
No, Luke Cage was great all the way through.
No, what was it? What was the last guy's? Was his code name? Copperhead? No, Diamondback.
You didn't like Diamondback?
Right? No, it was the worst. I liked what was the first guy? What was he? Cottonmouth. He was awesome. Now, that was the better of the villains.
I didn't watch any of Iron Fist because I already knew it was going to make me angry. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. What do you mean, why? We've had this discussion. I'm not having this. Yeah,
my memory is very shit, and you know that.
Apparently. But it's so much appropriation and just issues with Disney hating Asian people that I'm just not going to watch it.
Don't worry, apparently a lot of people hate it.
I
thought the first half was okay. I thought the first half was okay.
But I mean, so and on the topic of the Disney streaming app, like I don't know, like I love the golden age Disney movies when they were still 2D and
good.
Which one's the golden age? Is that the the 40s, the 50s?
We're talking like what they called it, the Disney Renaissance, I guess. So there's like
the 80s.
Yeah, like 80s, 90s era. But there's also like the Black Cauldron, which is from the 80s. There's
That's Disney.
Yeah, the Black Cauldron.
Never even seen it.
It's good. It's a real good one. If you like your fantasy stuff, that one's a good one to watch. But so like if they had those, that will draw me in. But there is not much to make me go, yes, I need to buy this streaming service immediately.
So I think the big thing with this is we've hit the saturation point with streaming services. There's so many different options out there. And yes, it's not unheard of to juggle them to be like, okay, I'm done with Netflix for a while because I want to watch a bunch of this Hulu exclusive stuff. But there's nobody that's really got the must-have. I'm going to constantly subscribe to this, and by just putting more and more services out there, I think you make it harder for some people. Like, oh, I have to watch this. Because let's be honest, a Disney service, a CBS service, it's built on the back of Star Trek. I don't care about some of these. Yes, I want to watch Star Trek Discovery. Yes, I might want to rewatch some of the Marvel movies and stuff. But hey, I've got the digital copies. I can watch them that way, and I still refuse on principle to subscribe to CBS All Access.
Or you could just, own them.
If they sell them on physical media, which they do in many cases. But one of the things people have been asking about, for instance, on Star Trek Discovery is whether they'll be selling the digital copies of them after they air. Like you can do in a lot of shows right now. You can buy a season pass the next day. It's in your queue. You can watch it. They haven't said whether they're going to do that with Star Trek Discovery or not. And I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't, just to make people buy CBS All Access. Because remember, they put that crap on All Access. Star Trek big, hey, we'll use the Star Trek fans to make this service kick off. That's what happened. Or maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist.
I mean,
that's probably true too.
Like I said, like we haven't really used Netflix. Boyfriend turned on the Clone Wars this morning. That was the first time that we've turned on Netflix in a while. We've been using Hulu because they have all the shows that we're watching currently, which is My Hero Academia, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Like it has all of Bob's Burgers, which is my favorite. It like there isn't anything that's on one or the other. And then he's also got YouTube Red, which we use. And then but there's just, it's exactly that. It's just so much oversaturation at this point that I just.
But like we said earlier, the nice thing is you can be like, okay, I'm going to turn off my Netflix for a couple months. You're not locked into something like cable like you are. Here's your year-long contract or whatever. You can be like, okay, I'm done with Netflix for a couple months. I've caught up on everything I want. Let me go throw my $10 a month to Hulu or throw my $10 a month to other services.
Caught up on Netflix. That's funny.
Caught up on the stuff you care about on Netflix. Let me rephrase.
They do still have some of the horror movies that Hulu doesn't have. But Hulu has all of the Saw movies. So if I want to go on a rewatch of that, Hulu has that. But Netflix has all of my indie random horror movies usually. So it's
yeah. Well, yeah, as I watched the 366 movies last year for the Douglas Movies Challenge, I still have over 320 movies and TV shows on my Netflix queue. There's plenty for me to watch on there. I don't need to pay for anything else.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, it just depends on what you're interested in watching, right? So it's
Plus, yeah, at any point, I can always turn on Daredevil and let season 1 and 2 just roll through. That's some of the best background noise ever.
Yeah.
So Steven had said Netflix just announced a $2 a month increase for the tier he subscribes to in Canada, $1 for the middle most common level. So they did that here a while back, and they made it a gradual thing. If you'd been a subscriber for years, they gave you a year before that kicked in. So my question is, does that make you want to unsubscribe, Steven? Because there were a lot of people here that got real pissed. Like, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe to Netflix. This is BS. And then they're like, oh, wait, no, I'm not, because I like the stuff that's here. And even for $11 a month, I still think I'm getting my I'm still getting my money's worth out of this service.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a family plan on mine. And so, all of us just chip in a couple bucks a month for it. And that's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the one that does 4 simultaneous streams, so I've never run out of the ability to use my Netflix, even when there's 3 streams going in my house.
Yep.
And I'm lucky. It's just me, so I went from the $7.99 when they upped it to just $9.99 for one screen. So $10 a month, I watch a lot more movies than it would cost me $10 a month to go rent or buy or watch anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah, see, at this point, Netflix for me is my great tool for getting caught up on TV shows I got way behind with. I'm finally getting caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm almost done with season 3 now. And it's just been, I got behind it. It's a great way to do that. I've mentioned on this show before, I have a TV in my kitchen with a Roku stick on it just so that I can put on Netflix or Amazon or something like that while I'm cooking dinner. It's my background noise so I can watch stuff that I don't need to stare at the screen the entire time for. Listening to stand-up comedy on Netflix while cooking is awesome. And right now Netflix is putting a new stand-up special each week on their service. So
yeah, they've added a ton.
They've become the HBO of stand-up comedies. It used to be you would have to watch HBO for stand-up comedy.
Yep. I mean, and maybe that's part of the reason why, if you guys remember, there was a streaming service called CISO that NBC owned that was a comedy streaming service. Just announced this week they're shutting their doors.
Yeah. I mean, so I've got Hulu right now to watch while I'm cooking as I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine because everybody kept telling me I need to watch it, and for some reason I just never did. And so now that's been my background noise. But like before that, it was The Chef's Table, which was on Netflix. So I mean, it just depends on what I'm happen to be watching during that time. But I spend a lot of time cooking, and I spend a lot of time cleaning in there. So I mean, it's whatever's most readily available, I guess. But in any case, it is just kind of oversaturation, and we still only use the big three of YouTube Red, Netflix, and Hulu. Like, I don't want I take that back. We do use HBO Go because we have that ability to. Thanks, parents.
I forgot that I had YouTube Red until you mentioned it because I signed up for the three-month service or whatever, and I'm still in those 3 months. And I got to admit, not having ads on YouTube. It's pretty sweet. Just like no ads on Twitch right now. I'm loving that.
For as much as I watch YouTube, I will not pay for YouTube Red. I don't know why. I can deal with the 30-second ads.
Willie, I had the exact same thought forever and ever because it's like, oh, this is BS. But I wanted to try Google Music. And Google Music was doing 3 months for free, which comes with YouTube Red. And I'm still in that service right now. But I didn't realize how much some of those ads annoyed me that I couldn't skip on YouTube. And now I just start up a video and the video starts immediately. It's a total first world problem. And I still don't think I'm going to keep YouTube Red and Google Music when the free trial runs out. But right now,
Spotify.
I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I don't like Spotify. I'll use Pandora.
Oh, you're one of those people. Ugh.
I know. Most of my friends are Pandora users. I'm a Spotify user.
So
thank you.
Here's the thing with Pandora. I have trained it basically over multiple years to say, here's the kind of music I like. And very rarely does it play something I don't like, and I don't have to think about putting together my own playlists. I say, play this kind of music, and it goes, and it's easy. That's
all right. Here's some unprecedented I'm about to say here. Naki, thank you for saying that. A lot of my friends actually use Pandora over Spotify, but thank you for saying that. I'm going to concede to you being the real true one Naki.
Oh dang!
Wow, that's Willie's news of the week right there. Is that Naki is the true Naki?
So I can't talk about the cum boxes?
No.
Maybe save that for the post show.
I don't know. I mean,
and the 2 broken arms.
We still have 18 minutes of showtime left. What are we gonna fill with it?
Anthony still hasn't done his.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, damn.
I was waiting to see if Chris was ever actually going to finish his. So
Chris being a dick today.
It wasn't on purpose.
Oh, sorry, I forgot Bachman was here.
Inadvertent dickishness. Yeah, sorry anyone who's watching live. I turned off the news of the week graphic for a second there. Bachman, what do you got for us?
All right. Disney's out. Millarworld is in. So they are losing the Disney content. But Disney Netflix did a big deal, and they have signed Mark Millar's Millarworld to add to their catalog. So what that means currently is that Kingsman and Kick-Ass have deals in Hollywood for current franchise films in studios. Everything else by Mark Millar is up for grabs and might end up on Netflix, which there's a whole bunch of great stuff. But what I'm really hoping, really hoping, is a redoing of Wanted. With actual fucking supervillains as like a Netflix miniseries would be the coolest fucking thing ever. Because the studio that did that movie ruined it by saying, oh, the superhero bubble is going to burst. So we're going to take a fantastic comic book about supervillains ruling the world and make them assassins. And they fucking destroyed it because it wasn't the story that Mark Millar wrote. And the story he wrote was awesome. But the other content is just, it's amazing. Mark Millar has written a fuck ton of books. He's basically he's at the level of Kirkman, but with multiple properties spread out to where he does like miniseries instead of long runs. And so through DC, through Image, through Marvel, he's done a lot of books through their companies, but he does them under his imprint, so he owns them. So like Kick-Ass came out through Marvel, but it came out through Marvel's Icon imprint as a Millarworld series, so he owns all the characters in Kick-Ass. But when you look at the collection, so it's got Wanted in it, it's got American Jesus, Hit Girl is probably still included in the Kick-Ass deal, so that's probably not likely. But they're already talking about doing Nemesis. He's got Super Crooks. He's got Superior. He's got Starlight. He's got MPH, Jupiter's Legacy, Chrononauts, Jupiter's Circle, Huck, Empress, and the brand new fucking amazing book that Greg Capullo just did, Reborn, a fantasy world where when you die, you wake up and you're in a new body and your powers are based on how good of a person you were in your previous life. And oh my God, is it a great comic. So all of those properties could end up coming in some way or another to Netflix. But yeah, I'm really hoping. Actually, I tweeted Mark Millar today just to ask about it, if there's any chance that would mean a redoing of a correct, faithful version of Wanted, because the Wanted movie, it's not awful, but it's not the story that's in the comics at all. And if you actually did a world of supervillains where they bounced across dimensions to kill heroes because they were bored, because the world they lived in, they killed all the superheroes and then they mind wiped the populace of the planet to forget that heroes ever existed. Like, it's an awesome world where all the villains won, not just like one villain won, which that story has been told has been pretty good. But literally, it's a world where all the supervillains got together and killed all the heroes, and then a kid finding out that he's the descendant of one of them. It's a great fucking comic. And I would love to see a faithful version of it. But some of the other stuff would be easy. Like MPH is a story of kids finding a wonder drug that gives them super speed. And it's a short miniseries, like 5-6 issues. And literally all they need is like the tech from the Flash TV show. It's not that hard CGI wise to show somebody running fast, pausing stills of a photo and then moving people through it. And it's a great story that they could do super easy. That would be like, a 90-minute film that people would fucking love. So they picked up a whole lot of really good properties with this deal. So I'm excited to see like what the first announced things are going to be from Millarworld coming to Netflix. But yeah, they're still out there buying properties and building up their library. So Netflix they're still getting bigger and bigger.
Well, and what's interesting here is this is Netflix's first acquisition of another company like that. This is an interesting move for them. And then shortly after they did this, that's when Marvel came out and Disney was like, "Oh, we're starting our own streaming service." Now, do I think they're related? No. But do I think the timing is entertaining? Absolutely, yes.
Which I think Disney learned from Marvel. Because every time DC announces something, Marvel kicks them in their fucking teeth and announces something better.
Now, if they do a correct rendition of Wanted, does that mean they're going to hire Eminem and Halle Berry?
I doubt it, only because it's so much later on. But if they did, I would fucking love it.
Because that is exactly who the fuck stars.
Oh yeah, no. The artist J.G. Jones, like he literally showed images, like those are who he used as character basis for those characters. Yeah, Fox is Halle Berry, and fucking the main kid, the killer, is Eminem.
And they better not pull these punches because with Nemesis, I don't know how you can pull your punch with that. If you make it, you got to go balls deep with it. It's not just dipping a toe.
I don't think Netflix has had a problem with not following source material. Yeah.
Some of the shit that happens in some of these books.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, like if you watched Wanted and you didn't like it or you had a problem with the kick-asses, I can tell you this. The closer any adaptation is to Mark Millar's actual writing, the better the films are. Every time they've strayed, that's when they suck. I can't remember what the first one was, but the before Wanted, they did something based on something he wrote, and It was, there was something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, every time if it's a director or a screenwriter comes in, it's like, oh, I want to put my spin on this. That's what ruins it. I mean, Wanted's the worst example, but yeah, the closer they are to his source material, the better the book. Yeah, the better the stuff is.
Matthew Vaughn gets it.
Yeah.
When they're not together, shit goes wrong, which is I'm a little worried about Kingsman 2. They're not together. It's just Matthew Vaughn. Come on. Mark Millar, come on, just do this.
But yeah, that's a whole lot of properties they can look at. Yeah, like Superior is a crippled kid who basically wakes up and a magical space monkey gives him a wish and he becomes basically Superman. Like
as Christopher Reeves Superman.
Yeah, and like a Christopher Reeve man. Like it's a hell of a weird story. And then there's a twist in it but yeah, there's so many good properties in there. Yeah, and Nemesis could just be the coolest thing ever if they do it right.
Oh yeah, but I mean, are they going to go all the way with the impregnation thing? Because that's a little creepy and weird.
Mark Millar does creepy and weird pretty good. Huck is one of those few I haven't read yet. Jupiter's Legacy was some good stuff too. That's a whole world where basically like the Justice League's kids are living in a world where their parents basically ruined, and then they decide to rebel against them because the Superman of that world basically became a dictator and like took over the planet because humans were fucking it up. And so now the kids are like fighting back. Like it's a really cool world.
I'm gonna say Chrononauts, the first issue is really good. It kind of drops off after that for my personal taste.
I see that one. I haven't got a chance to read that one yet. And then Empress was like Mark Miller doing almost a Star Wars world where the queen of the galaxy gets sick of living with basically like Emperor Palpatine and takes her kids and runs away. And the first miniseries of that through Marvel Icon was just gorgeous, and it was a really fun story.
But I just want the first thing to come out already. That's all I want.
It's probably going to take a little bit, but there could be some pretty cool stuff coming up.
I know.
But speaking of pretty cool stuff, it's that part of the show where we like to remind folks that we are in fact part of a network of shows that you can find over at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. There's a variety of awesome geeky nerdy shows. Some of them are about specific television programs, like say maybe Arrow or Flash, some of which are about general geek culture, some about video games, all sorts of stuff. And each week we try to highlight one specific show on the network. So I have to ask Willie, what show are we talking about this week?
You know what? I should probably get better at this and start pre-reading these beforehand, but nah, fuck that. This week, talking about Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 188, One Shot, 2017 film Spider-Man Homecoming. The Legend of S.H.I.E.L.D. acting director Chris, Agent Haley, and Agent Lauren discussed the 2017 Marvel comic-based Sony film Spider-Man Homecoming, including how well Tom Holland did in the role of Peter Parker. He's the one and only Peter Parker. Fuck that little kid. And Spider-Man, the plethora of cameos and guest stars, and especially including the moment that shocked everyone. Oh, that's a pun. I get it. Back to you, Chris.
Good job, Willie.
I like how it all came together at the last moment there. So
I think it's better if Willie doesn't pre-read them because then he gets shocked.
Indeed. So go check that out over at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. And probably time for us to start wrapping things up. And as we wrap things up, we'll do that with our traditional segment, that is a bit called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into. And I'm going to throw it to one Anthony Bachman first and say, what have you been getting into, sir?
Netflix for sure, because I've been getting caught up on stuff. Boyka Undisputed came out. For anybody that wants to know what Iron Fist should have looked like, go watch Scott Adkins in his new film on Netflix. He's the acolyte that fought Doctor Strange in the Astral fight, and the one that the cloak attacked him on the head. He was actually Ryan Reynolds' stunt double in Wolverine Origins. So the awesome fight scenes, that was all Scott Adkins. So I mean, this is a guy that he's a lifelong martial artist, and he's what Iron Fist should look like in a fight scene. Like, his fight scenes are so damn good. And Boyka, the new one, has like 7, I think. And it's a great, great fight film. Also watched, there was one with an awful name that was really good. Lady Bloodfight. It's an all-female kumite. And it was a great action film. Just awful, awful name. But like, it's got a really cool script, really cool ideas. The way the kumite set up is really awesome. And the actress on that is a stunt double. I can't remember. I know there was some show that I think she's done Supergirl, but she's a stunt actress, and now it's her in the lead, and she was pretty good. I got all through Voltron season 3, which was awesome. Sadly, it was far too short. I did all my daily sketches for the last week. I did all the Paladins, and then I did Princess Allura in her pink armor, and then yesterday I did Zarkon. So I did all the Paladins because Zarkon was the Black Paladin as well at one point. I've got Pacifist running through. I am down to this page. The top half is checked off. The bottom half isn't. The bottom half is the last 12 cards. And then I am fucking done. We will have 120 some odd pieces of line work done. So I'm very, very close. It should be this week. I should be finished. So I'm excited to get that finally completed. So then, I can focus on getting even more of the sketch covers done for the Kickstarter and sending all those out. Speaking of which, I put up I figured out how to make a digital copy of the sketchbook. So for everybody that backed the Kickstarter, I'll be sending a link on an update, so everybody can get everybody that backed it already will get a digital copy. But I put it up on my Gumroad account, and I think my store Envy too, just because I was like, hey, I finally figured out how to make a digital copy of this, so I can put it in my stores. But yeah, so I got that up, and then there was a couple of Kickstarters. I talked last week about Kevin Eastman's Drawing Blood. There's 2 really cool ones that are out right now that are coming up on August 15th. Grit versus Unstoppable for the Glory from Short Fuse. I think they're like $90 away from funding. Like, they're really close. But it's a superhero fight over the one guy's girlfriend, basically, is the story of this book. It looks hilarious. I got their last Kickstarter, and the artwork on it was really good presentation of the book and the add-on. So I'm hoping this one will be just as good. But then the other Kickstarter ends on August 18th, and it is batshit crazy. From the creator of the Robbie Reyes ghostwriter, Felipe Smith, is Death Metal Zombie Cop. So what? I'm pretty sure, yeah, that tells you all you need to know. Death Metal Zombie Cop by Felipe Smith. It looks fucking insane. Even if you don't want to back it, just go watch the trailer. It looks nuts. The artwork on it is gratuitous and nuts. It's a pile of crazy with some gorgeous artwork thrown on top of it, and it looks like it might be the funnest comic book ever, and it's definitely one of the most gruesome. It is not for kids at all. Like, one of the images on the front page has him like holding up half of a dude's body and like eating the guts out of it. Like, it is a crazy looking comic book, but it looks like it's just a ton of fun. And Felipe Smith is just, he's a hell of a talented, strange guy. So yeah, I would say go check that out. I can't wait for that comic to come in.
I was gonna say, you are giddy with excitement for this comic.
Oh yeah, I backed it, and then he sent me a thank you on Twitter, and then yeah, I was looking at it again. I was like, oh fuck, I have to up my pledge. Like, this is too good to just get the digital copy. So yeah, so I'm getting the digital and the signed book. But yeah, it's Death Metal Zombie Cop. Like, it just sounds like an insane, crazy, like awful 80s film that's so bad that you love it.
That's fair.
That's kind of cool. I'll go next then. And what I've been getting into is, if you're watching the show live for video today, I've messed with the overlays some and tried to tweak things a little bit. So we'll see if we stick with this format or if I tweak it more, because I don't know. I like to tweak things too much. That's the problem. But on top of that, I've also been getting into playing some video games. They added another multiplayer mode to Titanfall 2. It's the Frontier Defense, which is basically like a 5-wave horde mode where you have to defend a harvester. It is incredibly, incredibly fun. So I've been playing a bunch of that Frontier Defense mode on Titanfall 2, as well as Splatoon 2. And yesterday I picked up for my Xbox Blood Bowl 2, and I just started playing that, which is like a combination of Warhammer and football. And I love it so far.
Warhammer football?
Yes. It's really fun.
It's surprisingly fun. I found a really cool new used video game store a little ways up the road, because I was up in Uniontown, Pennsylvania this weekend, and I picked it up there for less than $15, and it's a really fun game. I've only played it for about an hour or so, because it's like, must play Titanfall, because I'm addicted to it, despite the fact the game's like a year and a half old or whatever at this point. But that's mostly what I've been getting into, and like I did mention earlier, also getting caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because,
Yay.
yeah, I was way behind. So, Naki, what have you been getting into?
So the whole reason I was not here last week was because boyfriend and I trekked out to Colorado. We road tripped there and back for my cousin's wedding. We went camping, which is a first for us. And we survived, so there's that. We're still together. Nobody broke up with each other.
Not for any lack of trying by us to sick bears on you.
You know, you did what you did. You did what you tried. We did see bears, so there's that.
They didn't just take their lessons very well to go and get you. They just showed up. It's a problem.
Yeah.
We'll train them better next time.
That's cool. They're there. Bye. But it was... to drive to Colorado to drive there, we took Iowa and Nebraska, which is corn and cows. And then driving home, we took Kansas and Missouri, which is corn and cows. Did
you just put it on cruise control and go to sleep? Because pretty much it's a straight shot through Kansas.
He did the most of the driving, mostly because we took his car. But that drive was brutal. let me tell you. Next time we're gonna fly and just rent some camping equipment, I think is our plan. But we did see my cousin get married at the top of a mountain, and it was great. And Colorado is fucking gorgeous. Denver is great. Oh, we were outside of Denver though. Yeah. We were in Dillon and Keystone, and it's gorgeous. Got a whole lot of really cool video and stuff like that. Did not get to do as much hiking as we wanted, but that's also because we had to get back and had to drive the 15, 16 hours to do that. So, but we did the drive over a span of 2 days, and it was too much. The drive was too much. Other than that, on the road, we listened to the first 2 books of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, narrated by Stephen Fry and Martin Freeman. Both are good. Both are worth listening to. If you've never done the Hitchhiker's Guides, I highly recommend them. Also, we started listening to Hard Luck Hank, which is one of his favorites, which is basically a guy with superhuman strength trying to be the peacekeeper between gangs. It's a really interesting book. I don't know who the reader is on it, but he's really good at sounding gruff. So that one's one to check out if you like that style of book. And then during the week, played some Pokemon Moon, finally getting some headway in there. We have been watching Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, which I kind of mentioned earlier. That show is fucking ridiculous. I love it so much.
How far into that are you, Naki? I'm like 2 episodes in.
We have 3 episodes left. There's only 1 season of it so far. So we have 3 episodes left. Shit starts to get real crazy. And then, of course, we're up to date on Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Leroy Jenkins is how I felt about Jaime Lannister after the last episode.
You saw the picture.
He totally did a Leroy.
You didn't see the picture I put up on No, I did that in a private group. There's a picture of him charging. It says Leroy Jenkins at the bottom.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers don't bring a sword to a dragon fight.
A spear, thank you.
Whatever.
But so that was great. And then of course Rick and Morty. And then I've also been watching while I cook. I mentioned this earlier, is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I am absolutely adoring. I love Terry Crews. This makes me love Terry Crews even more. You have Mr. Poop a Butthole. Sailor Poland is asking if I did any Pokemon Go in Colorado. I did not, because I had no signal in Colorado for 90% of the time, except when I was on top of a mountain. Fun fact. So
yeah, because that's when it's clear.
Yeah. So,
I don't think that's how it works at all.
But while I was when I was on top of the mountain in Colorado, I had signal, and when I had Wi-Fi, and that was only one time that I had Wi-Fi.
That's how close you are to the satellites in Colorado, is when you're on top of those mountains.
Yeah, basically. So no, I did not play any Pokemon Go. I did try to keep my Instagram story updated with where we were at and stuff like that, since it was a fast travel vacation. But it was one that I wanted to do, and I had been stocking up on like Pokeballs and stuff like that so that I could, and then I wound up not having any signal. So that's how that worked out. Womp womp womp. That's all that I got.
So let's wrap it up. Willie, what have you been getting into, sir? Anything good?
Well, I mean, I guess the reason why I wasn't here last week was I was camping at a place called the Dan River. I thought I was going to make it back in time. I grossly miscalculated.
No biggies, man.
I was like, after seeing it on Friday, I was like, yeah, this shit isn't going to happen. It's a good thing I told you guys Friday, because I had no signal till I popped in Sunday for a little bit. I can't tell you this. I made the greatest thing ever camping at the Dan River. I called it Willie's Riverside Cabana, because I don't have any camping gear at all. But I went to a sports store, and I was like, I'm just getting a sleeping bag. I'm going to figure this out later. Then I saw it, and the ideas started coming. I got an air mattress, a tarp, and I borrowed a buddy of mine's canopy. And pretty much I put the air mattress in the bed of the truck and had the canopy over. That slept so good. Nice and breezy.
I've seen people do that in Idaho.
Did you take pictures of your cabana?
It's already my Facebook profile picture is just me and my view outside the cabana.
Nice.
And that was a fun. But I can say this: fuck the Dan River, the actual river, because we went tubing. That was the whole thing. We went to go tubing, and I guess the water level was slow because it hasn't been raining much, so it was more like scooting your ass across rocks for most of it.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, it sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's kind of healed up now, but it cut the fuck out of my hands because you couldn't just stand up and walk because I didn't have shoes. I was like, fuck, it's a river. Shoes. We're just going to be floating down it.
You don't wear water shoes?
Yeah, that's why you have river shoes. Crazy fool.
I am crazy. Once again, I didn't have camping gear, so what makes you think I want to have river shoes?
That's fair.
But the rocks were also slippery and uneven and jagged, and so you couldn't just stand up and walk. Exactly. And it's because I was trying to. So when I was just mostly crab walking with the thing underneath me, it cut the fuck out of my hand. It's healed up quite nicely though. I'm surprised I didn't get any kind of gangrene and my hand fell off. I'm surprised that didn't happen.
So, because of how my brain works, and you said crab walking, I immediately put your face on a crab. With you like dragging a raft behind you, I don't know. That's how my brain works.
That's such a cute image.
I pinch.
I do pinch.
I was thinking of crab people.
Little tiny pinches too.
Crab people.
Crab
Willie.
people.
Crab Willie.
Tastes like crab.
And of course
like
I got, and because the blanket I use for any type of situation like this. My friend, she always calls me because it matches my skin tone. The blanket does, and when I have it like wrapped over, she calls me testicle face.
Aww.
Because you look like a giant nutsack.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess with the hair, the pube hair, as Naki would call it.
Did you
guys?
All
beard hair are pubes, apparently.
Did you guys see that you could get a backpack that is testicles and even comes with fake hair on it?
What?
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, they've basically made a backpack out of everything.
Ew.
But yeah, I hadn't seen a giant testicle backpack yet.
You had
I have I have a cheeseburger backpack, but I don't want a testicle backpack.
You had them hanging off the back end of your truck. Now you can have it hanging off the back end of your back.
That's true. There's some redneck kid somewhere running around with that, taking it to school.
How's that not sexual harassment?
Right?
They're just hanging off the back end of the truck because they make them like saggy and hairy and veiny. It's like, how is this not? How is this not like just showing nuts in public? Just a-okay.
I don't know, man.
Free the testicle.
I'm sorry, but I'm still on free the nipple.
I'm still curious where the mole came from on my ball sack.
Oh god damn it! I knew that was gonna happen.
Sailor Poland has the cat bug one. I have my cheeseburger backpack.
What the fuck is a cat bug?
Catbug is from Bravest Warriors. He is a cat and he is a bug, and he wants to be best friends to make soft tacos later.
So is he like a cat dog, one on each end, or is he a cat and a bug?
He's a cat that has ladybug wings.
That's
okay.
Fair.
He is adorable, and I highly recommend looking up Bravest Warriors. It's a super fun show. It's done by the same guy who did Adventure Time.
Did you not play the game?
Bravest Warriors?
Yeah, the DS game.
Oh, no, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the game.
Shame. You buy all these other games that you don't play on Steam. Exactly.
She wouldn't have finished it.
Speaking of finishing games, like I said earlier, I did finish Horizon Zero Dawn, and I got every single trophy is in the game. Got the platinum. It is a very awesome game. Can't wait for the DLC. I think it's called the Frozen Lands, which looks like it's just Yosemite Park is what it looks like it is. It's going to take place in.
Very nice. Well, guys, that is going to wrap us up for this week. A friendly reminder, we do stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over on geeks.live. You can go to that page. The video's embedded there, and then links to like 5 other sites where we're also streaming at the same time if for some reason one of those doesn't work. And while you're there, go scroll down to the bottom of the page. There is the calendar of all of the live events streaming on geeks.live. Sunday is now a very busy day. Hang around till 1 p.m. Eastern. It should be Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then come back at 6 p.m. Eastern. It should be the Starling Tribune. And then finally at 9 p.m. Eastern on geeks.live on Sunday as we record this is Pop XCast. So please hang around, watch some cool live stuff. But since we're wrapping things up, you guys have any final thoughts for us? Anything?
Yes. If you're watching live, definitely stay for the after show because I'm going to be talking about the boxes and the 2 broken arms, and it's going to get dirty.
And if you're watching on Twitch, it'll just show up on the Twitch video, I guess. So anything else as we're getting out of here, guys?
Do I have to stay for the after show?
You goddamn right you do.
Do I have to?
You goddamn right you do.
I think everyone's going to have to stay for the after show. According to Willie, you're
goddamn right you do.
Well, guys, we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.